Hello my babies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. I feel short. I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the baby elephant community. On this channel, we talk about the law of attraction, happiness, health, self-development, all that good stuff. And on Mondays, I like to share law of attraction success stories so that we can all have our vibrations raised way up for the whole week. So you know how I like to set challenges on Mondays, just little things that we can do throughout the whole week to make us better people. So this week there's no crazy challenge. All it is to focus a little bit on what you say to other people. What's the story that you're telling other people? I find that when we focus on what we're saying and when we become more intentional with what it is that we're trying to say, that we can change the way things play out in our lives, and we can change things to our advantage with just changing up a little bit of the way that we talk about things. So for example, the other week we had a challenge where I told you guys to, instead of saying I have to do something or I need to do something, to change it to I get to. So this entire week I want you to focus on the things that you're saying, like I cannot and I don't have and things like that, and to just not allow yourself to say them as much. This week we're just gonna work on identifying that, like kind of being a little bit more present and more mindful that we're doing it, and then next week we'll go into more working on how to not do it and what to do instead, what to say instead. So this video has been very highly requested and highly anticipated, and it's how I manifested my apartment. And it's a bit long, so I would say make yourself some tea, drink some kombucha, get some coconut water, because you're gonna be here for a minute. So the longer you've been around in this community, the more you know about my struggle about finding a place to live. It all started 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago, when I began to look at apartments with my friend at the time that I wanted to live with. Back then, we were looking at apartments at a completely different scale than I was this time around, which goes to show you that your financial situation or your life situation could be drastically different and drastically better in less than a year from now. Ultimately, we did not end up getting a place together, even though we were looking for weeks. That was not what was right for us. It was absolutely better for us not to live together. The timing wasn't right, the vibes weren't right, and the whole situation was just not working out. Luckily, I listened to my parents, who had very firm feelings about me not moving out yet. I really do believe that messages come to us from everywhere, and that it's up to us to be very close to our higher self, to listen to our intuition, to know whether those messages are meant for us or not, and what they actually mean, what the universe is actually trying to communicate. Anyways, the apartment search ended there, and I decided to really focus on my home situation. I really decided to focus on my familial relationships and just the whole overall vibe of my living situation. I focused on making my room and my space more relaxing, and I really focused on my bonds with my family members. That intention really paid off. My family and I have always been close, but now we're literally the closest we've ever been. It's absolutely wonderful. The attention and the effort that I put in, they reciprocated and more and then some. We all just began to understand each other and appreciate each other in a different level, on a completely different level. Our family's in a really good place today, and I do think that taking that extra year to stay home led to that. And that's why I tell you guys that life happens for us, not to us. Everything happens for us and for a reason. Anyways, fast forward to like 6 months later, and I was again I decided that it was time to move out, that I was ready to do it. But on this time, I wasn't running away from anything. I was just looking for more room to grow. I was searching for 6 months, and I was toying with living with different friends of mine, but nothing seemed to work out. I couldn't find a place. Things were falling, nothing was falling together like it usually does in other aspects, other areas of my life. At this time, the way I was manifesting the apartment was only by pinning pictures onto my Pinterest vision board. I just would get into a very high vibe in the morning and spend 10 to 20 minutes pinning away pictures of the kind of living situation I wanted to have. But it just wasn't happening, and the right apartment wasn't appearing. Knowing what I know about perfect timing, I'll admit that I was being way too forceful. I was having resistance. I was trying too much. I was looking every single day, morning to night, online, on apps for apartments. I was talking to people about it all the time, and looking back, I'll admit that what I was telling people is I can't find a place to live. There's no apartments anywhere. I can't find anywhere that I like to live. I kept repeating that, not realizing, not being conscious of what I was saying and what I was attracting more of. Then one day I spoke to Aaron Dowdy on the phone. Many of you know that me and Aaron are close friends. We were talking about moving out, and he pointed out something to me that I hadn't realized. Pointed out to me, I don't even know if he realized how much he shed a light on this to me, but he pointed out that I might be too comfortable at home. I like living with my family too much. I didn't want to leave my mom. I like the culture, the traditions I have at home. No matter how much it seemed like I wanted to move out, maybe there was something that was holding me back, like fear, insecurity, not wanting to leave my mom, leaving and feeling like my family would forget about me. And that conversation made me realize, yeah, he was completely right. I was experiencing a lot of resistance because deep down, I didn't want to leave my family because things have been so good. I didn't want to be far away from them. I didn't want to lose those relationships and to be on my own. I was afraid that that distance would tear at our familial bond. I also knew that I was just very comfortable. I was now finding myself in a place where I had no more room to grow. I had done what I could in that little bedroom that I grew up in, and I'd learned what I had to learn from living with these people for 25 years, these amazing people. And I realized that it was time to be a little uncomfortable. I went home that night and immediately began to work through my limiting beliefs. I wrote all the things I was afraid of, and then I scanned that paper and I rewrote them. One of my limiting beliefs was I'm scared to be distant from my family. I changed that belief into this will make me closer to my family. I didn't know how or why that would happen, but I just believed that this is how I was going to get through that limiting belief and work through it. Another limiting belief I had was I can't find the perfect apartment in a safe neighborhood. I changed that to I found a perfect apartment in a safe, amazing neighborhood. At this point, I was in such a high vibration from rewriting these new beliefs, from accepting them, and from intending and deciding that this would be the foundation of my new thinking. I was in such a high vibe that I realized that it's time to manifest. So I took out my notebook for manifesting and I made a list of everything that I wanted in an apartment. I wrote down that I wanted wood floors, tons of natural light, a modern kitchen, a huge walk-in closet, a big tub, big balcony, white walls, washer and dryer, and in a safe neighborhood. I then hopped on Pinterest and I looked at interior design, and instead of looking at these things and being like, oh, but that's probably hard to find in an apartment, I just looked at pictures and I was like, yes, I want this experience. I want to own this. I would like to have this. I just pinned away and was in such a good mood. And then I put it all away. I even deleted the apps, the apartment.com apps. I deleted everything. I decided to stop looking and realize that it's going to come to me. The next Monday, I was driving home from my boyfriend's house from the city to the valley, and on the way I found two amazing buildings that they just looked beautiful that I'd never noticed before, that said now leasing and had phone numbers. I wrote them down, and then when I got home, me and my best friend sat down and we looked them up. And as we looked them up, we made a list of 6 other communities that I would visit. I made an appointment to visit them all in one day. That day came and I woke up and I was so determined, and I said to myself several times, the perfect apartment is also searching for me, which is such a silly affirmation, but I found this affirmation to work. Whatever it is that you're looking for, just say that that thing is also looking for you, and that's been very helpful for me. I found the apartment that day. It had like 98% of everything of what I was looking for. So secure, so beautiful. The only thing this apartment doesn't have is that it doesn't have wood floors in the bedroom, which I wrote that I want wood floors throughout, and I do have wood floors everywhere else. So grateful for that. However, I've come to learn after having carpet in my room that it is so cozy, it's so nice, and I think that I prefer it over wood floors. So I feel like my vibration being so high just got me exactly what I ultimately would want. I also forgot to say that I wanted a white kitchen, but I did say I want a modern kitchen. So I got this beautiful modern contemporary kitchen, but it is more a dark aesthetic. I'm sure you guys have seen it in a vlog. I still love it. It also turns out that one of my good friends and now neighbor, Melody, actually manifested me moving in here. And I asked her to tell the story herself. So we'll keep that for another manifestation Monday, and she'll be with me and she'll tell you guys how she did that. She's adorable. You're gonna love her. So to sum this up, basically what I had to do in order to manifest this apartment is to work through my limiting beliefs. Sometimes we find ourselves in these situations where we can use all the methods that we can find, that we can get our hands on, but we can't make anything, we can't create anything because some belief is holding us back from doing it. Without working through these limiting beliefs, those things aren't going to come to us. They're not going to manifest. I already have a couple of videos about working through resistances and blockages that are stopping you from manifesting. Blogs too, so I'm going to link those in the description below if you haven't seen them already. I highly recommend checking it out if you've been having a hard time manifesting something. So that's it for today's Manifestation Monday, but I do have a huge announcement that I saved for the end. Guess what's up officially on alchemybyla.com? We were finally able to get our spirit guide collection up. I'm putting it on now. I took it off from the shower. About to put it back on. So we created the most beautiful high vibe collection. It's called the Spirit Guide Collection. We're starting with the elephant because that is the representation of this community. And if you want to rep the baby elephant community at all times, either as a necklace or as a beautiful crystal bracelet, this is the Blessings Jade Wrap. You can read all about it on the website. It tells you it's all genuine crystals and 18 karat gold plated, sterling silver, high quality. So we only created 4 of each of the 3 bracelets just to see if there's a desire for them. They're all handmade, sourced here in Los Angeles. The elephant was created by an artist. Nothing's been bought from another designer or from another country. It was all designed for us. We did it from the ground up. We didn't take any shortcuts. So if you want to be one of the only ones to have these, because there's only 12 bracelets, and there's 2 other ones. There's the Spirit Vision Wrap and one about 1111. I know you guys are gonna absolutely love them because I am obsessed with it. I love it so much. I'm so happy about how the elephants turn out. I'm so happy about the crystals. They're such high vibrational jewelry. We're also going to donate 10% of every purchase from the Spirit Guide collection to the, excuse me if I say this wrong, the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, which you can find out more about on the website. They're the ones that are helping out right now with the Botswana slaughtering of elephants, so we do want to donate to them, and the proceeds of the purchases are all going to go to them. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for your endless support. Thank you for being here. And as always, like every week, hit the comments below. Tell me something good. What's happening in your life? What's something good that's happened to you? What have you manifested? And give a thumbs up to this video for infinite abundance and prosperity. And until my next video, as always, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.